Hi there. I thought I would create a video to share a special book with all of you. This book is really important to me because it is about one of my very favorite things in the world, and that is dogs. I know some of you really love dogs a lot too. I have a dog, her name is Lacey, and I got her at an animal shelter. And this book is about a puppy that lives in an animal shelter. And it's somewhat inspired by my trip to go and pick out my own dog. When I went to get my dog, I sort of knew what I wanted. You know, I wanted a dog with floppy ears because I had a dog with floppy ears when I was little. And I kind of wanted a bigger dog because I'd never had a bigger dog before. And when I found her, I just fell in love with her instantly. And when I was taking her home, one of the things I thought about is, you know, I wonder if this dog is as excited to find me as I am to find her. Did you ever think about that? Do you think pets think about their ideal home or their ideal adopter in the way that we think about our ideal dog or cat or fish? Well, the dog in the book that I'm going to read you, he really did think about that. So let me show you the book. This book is called Coaster, and it's written by Paula Kluth, and that's me. It's illustrated by a really talented artist, and her name is Vincenciana Aprilia. This is Coaster right here, and you might notice he has a really fantastic set of wheels. Well, before we open the book, I'm going to tell you something. Coaster loves his wheels, but he actually loves wheels in general. He's actually somewhat of an aficionado. You might have to look up that word. Let's look at the book, and we'll take a little journey with Coaster and learn a little bit about him and his wheels and his journey to adoption. Coaster. Coaster was a remarkable puppy. He had a fine black coat with brown spots the color of milk chocolate. That sounds good, actually. His ears were very floppy. One sometimes pointed up and one usually pointed down. His nose was wet and just the right amount of shiny. The thing that made Coaster so remarkable, however, was not his fine coat or his floppy ears or his wet and shiny nose. He was remarkable because he had wheels. Shiny wheels, spinny wheels, super speedy wheels, slightly squeaky wheels. They were amazing, and he was amazing. Coaster lived in an animal shelter. Everyone there loved his wheels. He was admired by all of the other puppies and even some of the kittens. Wow, that's pretty impressive, right? Each day, Coaster napped in his cage, chewed on a toy, and barked along with the other puppies. When the people came, however, he never napped or chewed or barked. Coaster wanted a home. He wanted to find the person of his dreams. So whenever he heard footsteps, he would scoot back and forth in his cage to show off his wheels. He would zip in circles and zoom from corner to corner. His silver spokes would spin, his tires would turn, and he would careen across the concrete with a whir. All of the puppies and some of the kittens stared in awe. Coaster is amazing, they thought. He has a fine coat and floppy ears and a shiny nose, and best of all, he has wheels. The other puppies could not zip and zoom around their cages. All they could do was jump up and down and yip and yap and yowl. They dreamed of having wheels so that they could scoot and spin like Coaster. They dreamed of having wheels so they too could be amazing. All of the puppies felt sure that Coaster would be the first to find a home, but he was not adopted during his first week at the shelter. Many people came, but they did not choose Coaster. A man visited and picked the puppy in the cage next to Coaster's. That puppy didn't zoom or scoot. She just chewed on a stuffed bunny all day. The man didn't seem to mind. He liked her and took her home. Then the puppy across from Coaster was picked. He didn't zoom or scoot either. He just stretched and yawned and slept a lot. But a lady passed by him and thought he looked sweet, and she took him home. Day after day, new people arrived. The cages would open. The puppies would tumble out, panting with excitement. Each one would be carried out in loving arms. Many people stood by Coaster's cage. They watched his tricks, and some of them clapped with enthusiasm when Coaster scooted in circles. Others giggled with appreciation when he zipped and zoomed. Every now and then, someone offered Coaster pats and scratches or even a treat. Nobody, however, opened his cage to take him home. Coaster was so confused. I'm such a good dog, he thought. I have a fine coat, floppy ears, and a shiny nose, and best of all, I have these wheels. My wheels are amazing, and I'm amazing. Days passed, and Coaster stopped looking forward to the footsteps, the people, and the visits. One day when the people came, he napped instead of scooting, zooming, spinning, and whirring. That night, he dreamed he had found the perfect person. The next morning, Coaster awoke and saw someone sitting right in front of his cage. He blinked. He could not believe his eyes. That person was looking at him and smiling. She was different from the others. She was remarkable. In fact, she was perfect. Coaster jumped up. He wanted to impress her. He scooted across the floor. He zipped and zoomed. He whirred and whooshed. But he didn't stop there. Coaster skated. He hopped. He bounced. He even galloped a figure eight. The person did not clap or giggle or even feed him a treat. She just kept smiling at Coaster. Then she whispered his name, nodded, and pointed into his cage. Coaster's tail began to wag and then shake, and then it waggled so hard that his wheels began to shudder and clank and sing. Big hands scooped Coaster off the floor and placed him in the loving arms of the person. She hugged him tight. Coaster nuzzled and licked her neck. He trembled with joy. Even though it took a very long time to find his person, he knew he got the very best one. He knew, in fact, that he was the luckiest dog in the shelter. So he tried not to look too excited as he passed the other puppies and some of the kittens in their cages. He tried not to smile too widely with his eyes or stand up too proudly on his front legs, but he could not help himself because Coaster wasn't just leaving the shelter. He was leaving with a zip, a zoom, and a whir, and on wheels even grander and more amazing than his own. I hope you enjoyed the book and the fire that I started for us. It's still a little chilly here in the Midwest where I live. Are you excited for Coaster? I really am. He sure found the owner of his dreams, right? And that's really a happy ending. If you have a pet with wheels and you want to show me a picture of it or send me a comment, you can do that by going to my website. And the address of the website is www.paulakluth.com. You can see it right here on the screen. Thank you so much for listening to the story. And maybe go and give, if you have a pet or if there's an animal in your life that you love, maybe you can give it an extra snuggle, a little bit of love after listening to that story of Coaster, and maybe wondering and thinking that they probably appreciate us just as much as we appreciate them. Bye now.